Hey everyone, Avaball here, and we're back at Behemoth's Curse, developed by Night Fox Works, and you find those over at itch.io. So, they updated it, it's now all finished, so I downloaded it and figured, let's see what we're at. So I guess we're on Act 3 now. So let's see, end of Act 2, that would be the perfect one. Oh, look, we have a Nintendo Switch. Good thing it's not a Nintendo Switch 2. We ain't paying no $500 for that thing. Psh. I hardly got any sleep after that phone call. I'm on edge, sustained by double strong coffee and extra jittery as a result. I live my life that way. I need to knock over my kitchen table when there's a knock at my door. Coming. On this side of the door is a red-haired woman in a suit wearing an earpiece and dark shades. As far as I can tell, she doesn't have any weapons on her, unless the very weighty badge she flashes at me counts. I mean, she could hit me with it. I hardly get to see the words Magical Bureau Investigation before she pockets the badge and invites herself in. My name is Special Agent Katoa, Mr. Thompson. I am required to tell you that you have the right to remain silent, but that your silence may be construed as obstruction. So it's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Funny, that's not how that line is supposed to go. Unless you have a warrant or something, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You can save the apostrophe, Mr. Thompson. My goal isn't to incarcerate you. Rather, it's the recovery of the prisoner that concerns me. My speech is a little off today, if you can't tell. More so than usual. Yeah, I'm feeling quite nauseous. I've been throwing up all day, so I don't know how long I can go before having to, expel some more stuff. We'll see. We know she fled your residence after I called you. What I need to know is where she's gone. And what makes you think I know that? Because you weren't immediately killed by 682. That suggests you've gained her trust and cooperation to some degree. So I ask again, Mr. Thompson, where is she? I stared defiantly back at Katoa, keeping my mouth shut. Katoa stands back for a time before starting to walk around my living room. You got a nice home here. Hard to believe 682 put up with it, though. There's a lot about this situation that doesn't make sense, yet here we are. Listen, Mr. Thompson, I don't know what 682's told you about us, but I need you to understand something crucial. 682 is not capable of anything but destruction. If she isn't recontained soon, your entire town could be wiped off the map. Why? Because you're going to destroy it to get to her? No, because that is what happens every single time 682 gets out. Sounds to me like you're trying to justify shitty prisoner handling. Katoa tuts at me, shaking her head. Nothing of the sort. In fact, I'm trying to minimize the collateral damage. I can see you need a demonstration of what I mean. I need you to think, where have you taken 682 in public? Again, why should I cooperate? Besides the fact that I could have you locked away for refusing to answer? Because I think you'll come to realize very quickly the true danger of 682, once I show you what I mean. Should I show Katoa where I've taken her? Let's start a whole new side. Okay, we're going to save over here. Refuse. Cross my arms over my chest and hold my ground. Lock me away then. I'm not helping you. Very well, Mr. Thompson. If that is your final answer, can I call a friend? It is. She puts a hand to her earpiece, sighing. He's not going to cooperate. Black bagging him. Before I can react, Katoa has a hood over my head, my wrists and handcuffs. I try to put up a fight, but she's surprisingly strong, especially since we have a bag over her head. I'm brought to some kind of vehicle and taken on a long drive with innumerable twists and turns. Eventually, I'm dumped into a holding cell in what I can only assume is some kind of government black site. My hope of breaking out is 682, but I sincerely hope she doesn't try for it. All I can do is silently cheer her on as I languish away in this prison. Quite an ending. When they said they put the back, I'm just imagining this. I've been watching a lot of memes or you know, unexpected videos. So it's these things where someone's just like doing something, and someone comes up behind them with like a plastic bag and really fast, like goes over the head and whips them back. It made me chuckle. All right, let's go back to this. So let's show her around town. Sure. Fine, I'll humor you. Follow me. Smart move, Mr. Thompson. Lead on. Our first stop is the butcher's. The old lady smiles at me warmly despite the suit tailing me. Welcome back, Ava Bullet. What can I do for you? I looked at Katoa for guidance. She produces a photo of 682 and shows it to the butcher. We're looking for this individual. Have you seen them lately? The butcher squints at the photo for a moment before nodding. That's the girl who has been hanging around Ava Bullet here. He usually buys her the top shelf stuff. If you ask me, though, there wasn't enough poison in those cuts. Wait, what? If you ask me, though, there wasn't enough poison in those cuts. Why would there be poison in the cuts? What? What did you just say? I said there wasn't enough fat in those cuts. But that never seemed to bother your lady friend. Before I can press the butcher further, Katoa cuts in. Here's my card. If you see that woman again, please give me a call right away. I think you'd better take me to the next place, Mr. Thompson. Unnerved, leave the butcher's behind and head for Bendy's next. Katoa has us wait until there's a lull in customers before approaching the counter. Welcome to Bendy's. How may I serve you? Once again, Katoa shows the worker a photo of 682. Have you seen this person lately? Not that I recall, but I bet those lizard parts would be great fried. Yum yum. Once again, Katoa frowns as I gawk at the employee's statement. That answers that. Here, take my card. Call me if you see that woman again. Time for the last place, Mr. Thompson. I'm already on edge when we arrive at Bolive Cardin. Katoa does her thing, and once again the employee reacts strangely. Ah yes, that glutton. I bet if we gave her even more food, we could roast her like a fattened pig and serve her as a house special. I turn to Katoa, unsure whether to be scared, amazed, furious, or all three. What's going on here, Katoa? Katoa shakes her head. Not here. Come. Much to my annoyance, Katoa brings me back to my cabin before speaking again. So, did you pick up on what was wrong with the people at each of those locales? How could I have missed it? What about that photo makes people so violent towards 682? It's not the photo that does it, Mr. Thompson. It's the nature of 682's existence. You see, 682 has an insidious mimetic effect on all humans. The longer someone is exposed to 682, the more their thoughts turn towards ways of killing her. What you just witnessed was the beginning stages of that effect. The end results are the same. A person will obsessively try to come up with an increasingly inventive plans to slay 682. Except for us. We were with her the most and we never had that effect. There's a similar mimetic effect surrounding Prisoner 053, which is likely why 682 and 053 can coexist peacefully. Oh. I must be Prisoner 53. The problem is that the thoughts directed towards 682 are born of a desire to defeat the undefeatable. Even among my colleagues, we have to submit to regular monitoring and testing to identify any signs of being affected. Otherwise, if such symptoms are allowed to progress, we're talking about a loss of order and rampant destruction of 682's surroundings. Though 682 still does her own fair share of destruction, mind you. Wait, so you're telling me that people naturally try and come up with ways of killing 682 simply because she can't be killed? Yes. And how come I'm not affected by her like that? That's something we don't know. Even though my team and I have a high resistance to effect, we're still vulnerable. It's why we're even having this conversation, Mr. Thompson. We're hoping you'll get us 682 back to a place where her corrupted and violent nature can be dealt with properly. So my choice is either to help you or your town will literally burn itself down to the ground, along with the surrounding force, trying to kill 682. Assuming, of course, 682 doesn't decide to simply go on one of her quintessential rampages. Here we go again. I could save over that, I guess. Decline. No, I won't help you. At least, not in the way you're suggesting. There has to be a way for 682 to live somewhere peacefully. There has to be a way to solve all this without violence. As much as it pains me to admit it, you are in a unique position, Mr. Thompson. If there is such a way forward with 682, I'm willing to give you a chance to find it. Oh, thanks. But I must make it clear that no other person has been able to establish a rapport with the prisoner. That means if you fail to find your answer, and 682 doesn't kill you, I'll have to incarcerate you alongside her for further study. Oh, great. I'm a specimen, then. Is that clear? I guess that's as good as I'm gonna get. Sure. I hear you. Then good luck. We'll be monitoring you. Just don't expect a grand rescue if things go south. Don't need one. Truth be told, I wasn't expecting to find any sign that 682 had returned to the cave until I got there proper. However, there's big prints left in the dirt and mud that I can only imagine were made by her stomping furiously. Why was she stomping furiously? Oh, because she knew she was being hunted. Wasn't that it? And so she left willingly? Like, she left even though we didn't want her to? I can't remember what we did last time. There's even half-broken, fully grown trees that show signs of being punched and torn at by sharp teeth. I think I might have a really messed up by talking to Katoa. I just have to hope I can talk some sense into 682 without her ripping my head off. I turn on my flashlight and shine it down the passage where I found 682 before. Sure enough, the beam of light illuminates a very large, very angry, very monstrous 682. You certainly have balls of steel to dare face me again, human. Out of respect for the limited kindness you once showed me, I will allow you to turn around and leave for 1 minute. Try and remain past that and I will kill you. Simple as that. Wait, just hear me out. 55 seconds. 50. 45. Hey, you're counting a little too fast there. Okay, fine, I'll be quick. I did talk with your captors. That much I admit to. But they told me something about you that I can't ignore. Sure, you're capable of transforming, killing, and a whole bunch of other things aside. But you can't escape the mimetic effect you have on life here on Earth. I saw it firsthand. People in town are already inadvertently trying to figure out how to kill you. And from what Katoa told me, it's only going to get worse the more you stay in civilization. I'm willing to wager Katoa didn't tell you the whole story. But why should I tell it to you instead of killing you? Because I'm just trying to help in the whole way I know, in the only way I know how? Disgusting. I can't believe I slept with something so weak-hearted. Hey. But fine. If it will sate your pathetic search for peace, I will explain. You see, Katoa was one of 7 agents dispatched to capture and contain me when I got kicked out of Avalon. Wait, like the Arthurian legend place? The very same. I was looking there for the longest time, and it was the only place that didn't completely disgust me. But eventually, Morgan had enough of me and kicked me out. From there, I went on rampage after rampage. Wait, who's Morgan? Oh wait, Morgan. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that sounds like something from King Arthur times. This would have been roughly around the end of World War I. A weak world to prey upon. Yeah, it's still pretty weak if you ask me. Katoa and her team chased me down to the Mammoth Caves in Kentucky. There I led them through my own little dungeon of horrors, killing 3 in the process. The remaining 4 were able to subdue me, as my regenerative abilities were still weakened from my stay in Avalon. Since then, Katoa has been my primary handler, which means that every time I escape and break containment, she gets blamed for it. Every time I kill more and more of her precious coworkers and friends. The last of her original squad died 23 years ago when I sliced his head clean from his neck. I'm at a loss for words, but 682 continues all the same. Let me guess, Katoa also told you she's resistant to my corruption? She did, yes. Ha, she's the worst affected of the lot of you vile humans. She hides it well, but I know the truth, you see. Her every idle movement is stuck trying to figure out how to kill me. But she'll never succeed. No matter how hard any of you try, you can't kill me. All you can do is provide meager entertainment to an otherwise dull existence. Then does all the time we've spent together mean nothing? Was all of that just a lie or a convenient way to avoid Katoa's notice? 62 stares at me for a while before answering. It was a fantasy, an idle curiosity I indulged, nothing more. Then you honestly wouldn't agree to being contained again if I promised to visit as much as I can? Allow me to give you my answer. We should be careful, we're past the minute mark. Game over. Wait. What other options were there? I don't... Okay, when we went there, we didn't find any. There was no other options for us to do anything. Okay, offer to help. As much as I want to believe there's a peaceful solution here, I'm not seeing one. Pains me to admit it, but we containing 682 would be for the good of everyone. I have to go back to our previous save. See what I can do. Everyone except 682. She's going to really want to kill me after this. I might know where she's hiding. What I have to do? We need to wear a tracking device and wires so we can zero in on 682's position. Just keep her talking distracted long enough for us to deploy fully. Think you can do that, Mr. Thompson? I guess we'll find out together. Like, how much can we skip? Alright. I just have to hope the tracking device I'm wearing lets Katoa save me before 682 rips my head off. Alright, we can skip. So you have to understand, Katoa has to take you back to the containment for the good of everyone. 5, 0. Oh, another death. Am I missing something? Alright, let's see. Let's go back to here. Let's go this one. We're gonna run away. You're right, we need to get the hell out of here. And we throw together a quick then we're leaving. Where are we going? Anywhere is better than here. Agreed. Don't worry about food. I can hunt enough for the two of us. Pack only what you need to survive. Got it. As you suspected, man, both targets have fled the scene. Probably because they expect us to get violent. To be fair, wasn't that the plan if your chat in the morning didn't pan out? Yes, but now they forced our hand. Track them best you can. Perhaps we can still do this with minimal casualties. Alright, so I hope we chose a good thing. Let's save. We can save over that, since that's a bad way to go. 62 and I navigate back to the cave I found her in, doing our best to make tracking us difficult. Eventually, she scoops me up and starts leaping through the forest at incredible speeds. My hero. 662 disappears into the dark recesses of the cave as I take stock of the go bag I brought with me. We'll have light and heat for a few days, maybe more if we ration our batteries and heating packs. How long do you think we'll have to hide out here? The question isn't how long we hide, it's when we should move again. I did my best to scatter our scent and minimize our heat and radar signatures, but the ones pursuing us are crafty. Eventually we'll have to go deeper into the wilderness, always ready to move. I can't say I'm thrilled by that prospect, but if that's how things are, then that's how things are. You okay though, 682? Why are you looking in the shadows like that? She moves slightly into the light, revealing the fact she's reverted to the same form I met her in. I saw no reason to continue the charade, masquerading as human. I can also adapt more quickly in this form, in case our pursuers try something. Okay, but why hide from me? It's not like I haven't seen you like this before. There's a pause as 682 sighs. Because I know you had grown accustomed to the other form. Your form doesn't matter to me. Now come into the light proper. Happy now? I see you still kept the clothes, even if they're torn now. I would have thought you'd return to proudly displaying your perfect form without hindrance. That tatters still have their uses, such as being used as fire-starting material. Better that I wear them rather than trying to stuff them into your meager backpack. Fair point, and here I wondered if you were just clinging to modesty. I'm doing nothing of the sort. How dare you suggest I'm trying to hide my majesty? Huh, I didn't know skulls could blush. Cute. Then prove it. Tell me directly that you're not hiding it out of some feelings for me. Damn it, Ava Pilot. We're on the run, and you're still flirting with me? Hey, why not? I don't know why I let you wedge yourself into a vulnerable spot in my scales. Well, it certainly wasn't an overnight affair. You said it yourself. It took weeks before you stopped thinking of how to kill me every day. How much is true? Even now, I'm finding it difficult to justify killing you. Even if it would mean you could hide and escape your captors better? Even if it would mean I didn't have to listen to your inane prattling. Hey, my inane prattling can be quite comfy sometimes. Then we could pass the time in silence if that's what you want. No, not in the way you mean. I need to secure a large enough meal for the two of us. Wait here, and do not leave the cave for any reason. Your scent will carry, otherwise. Alright, I guess I'll be here then. Sure, I have nowhere else to go. 682 slips out of the cave with alarming softness. Had I not seen her leaving, I would have missed her presence entirely. That just leaves me with time to sit and think. No phone, no radio, no electronic devices other than my wristwatch. The very same state that drew me to these words in the first place. It's peaceful, in a way, to be so unplugged, but it does mean I have to confront my own thoughts, and that's never fun. What is 682 to me? How far am I willing to go to protect her, to be with her? Is there even a way to keep her from being caught in the long term? Will the rest of my life be spent running from cave to cave, never to see civilization again? Well, I mean, you'd have to see civilization at some point. There's only so many caves in one set of woods. You'd have to go out civilization to get to a new set of woods. I suppose that wouldn't be too bad, though. If I had food, shelter, and 682 around, I could totally zen out and live like a hermit. Some people would abhor that kind of thought, especially in this day and age, but not me. Still, it's a drastic shift from the life I was living before I met 682. But maybe that's the point. I took a chance, a foolish one at the time, but now I've somewhat gotten to know an utterly fascinating creature. She even fancies me back, or at least as much as she's capable of feeling. I don't know that the word love is in her vocabulary, but is that what I feel towards her? I don't know. I really don't know. Stats on the prisoner and Mr. Thompson. We've lost their trail, ma'am. The last known heading was northwest from the subject's home. Given 682's knowledge and average speed, we're looking at a search area the size of Rhode Island. Whew. Wow. You're really not good at this, are you, lot? No wonder you could never nail Afton after Josh came along. No wonder you could never nail Afton before Josh came. Wait. Is this supposed to be like the FNAF movie they're mentioning? Afton, but Josh Hutchinson? Or Hutchinson? I'm just like, Afton, what are we talking about? I'll just stick around and see how this ends. Did you say something? No, ma'am. Still no sign of 682. Only these crate drop rates are bullshit. Wait, what? What are you playing? Why are you opening loot crates instead of monitoring all local comms for 682? Because there's nothing to monitor. That ran off into the freaking woods, man. No device to snoop on out there. You still could be processing the data from our satellites in orbit. Oh, I am. But right when we lost her, 682 shifted her thermals and radar signature. You might as well be asking me to tell the difference on sensors between an insect and an F-22. It's your job to tell the difference, Jeffrey, so quit goofing off and put that brain of yours to work. Yeah. 62 returns holding the carcass of a deer, along with some firewood. She sets the former aside and helps me build a fire, such that its light can't be seen from the cave entrance. The airflow will take the smoke deeper into the cave network. It's partially why I chose here to hide before. That said, you won't always have the luxury of cooking your food while you're with me. So I suggest you make the most of this meal. Not to worry, I brought plenty of high-calorie, non-perishables. I'll be fine without a fire for a while. Then our main concern is keeping you fed and hydrated. I stop what I'm doing to stare at 682 in wonder. What? You just put my well-being above yours. I did no such. There comes the realization. You and I need to have a frank conversation about this before it spirals out of control. Well, short of our pursuers crashing through the forest, we've got time. True. Then, let me start with the most pressing concern I have. You're not an average, disgusting human. Why, thanks! Thanks? I like you too? Not like that, you buffoon. I mean that I cannot truly kill you. Again, thanks? Will you let me finish? Sorry, go ahead. I've killed you 5 times already. Hey, you're keeping count. And yet, here we are, having this conversation. Is that some kind of alien lizard humor? Because if it is, I'm not getting the punchline. It's no joke. Somehow, you are avoiding death by changing world lines. To put it in a way your monkey brain can comprehend, you're hopping realities each time you're about to die. Each time I'm about to die, so that means I haven't actually died. You're pulling my leg. How could that be possible? I don't know how you're doing it, but I know you've done it at least 5 times. I have senses beyond the disgusting creatures of this world. They let me sense things like this. My best guess is that it's similar to the curse he put on me. Your curse anchors you to life by dragging you through multiple world lines. So you're saying that, what, I've cheated death in 5 different instances? More or less. Now you see the issue we face. You're just as valuable as a specimen to my captors as I am. And the more times you die, the more chances they have at detecting us. Because if I can sense this, they will have their own methods of such as well. Hang on. What if I die of old age or sickness, or starvation, or... In all instances except your natural expiry, you hop world lines. That could mean that you miraculously recover from a debilitating disease, or that you avoid having all your bones and organs destroyed from being crushed. Hell, I'm pretty sure you could avoid drowning by finding one last burst of energy over and over again. If that's the case, why does that change your priorities any? I feel like I know the answer to that already, but I want to hear it from 682. If you can't figure that out on your own, I'm not going to bother explaining it. Let's get this deer cooking while it's still fresh. Sounds good to me. Let's have some venison. Actually, no, I don't like venison. Too stringy. Ha! I'm a genius. Found something, Jeffrey? All I had to do is shift the satellite sensors into the theta band, and bam! I found him. You mean you found Mr. Thompson instead of 682? Yeah, but it's probably a foregone conclusion that 682's near him, yeah? Why else would they have run off together? He's got a point, ma'am. The question is, do we move in to try and capture them now? How far are they from civilization currently? Not far enough from that nearby town wouldn't be caught in the crossfire. Then we need to get them to move further into the wilderness. Sure, the boots on the ground will have to deal with the terrain more, but I'd like to minimize casualties on this one. How should we go about chasing them northwest, then? Send in a team to get close? No, I have a better idea. Oh, she's changed again. You were right, Ava Pilot. This place is beautiful. Not as beautiful as you are, 682. Can we just give her a name? Aw, you're just saying that because I'm in this form. Uh-oh. We need to start saving. Alright. Human, monster, it doesn't matter to me. No, I love you regardless of what form you're in. And you don't think it's weird seeing me in a sundress like this? Not at all. I want you to feel comfortable and proud of whatever form you take. Someone's trying to win brownie points for later. Maybe. But it's time to wake up. Huh? What do you mean? Oh. I said wake up. Ah, I'm awake. What's wrong? 682 points at the entrance to the cave. Listen. I tilt my head and focus. Sure enough, I hear an echoing broadcast coming from somewhere far above the trees. A controlled burn of this area will begin shortly to prevent future wildfires. If you can hear this message, please exit the forest or move to the northwest as quickly as possible. You will be safe if you are able to get to the opposite side of the Penobscot River. If you are unable to exit or are otherwise having difficulties leaving, please call the following number ASAP. They're planning to smoke us out. Literally. Damn. I assume that broadcast is coming from a drone. Is it safe to move out? Perhaps. I'll need to carry you if we have any hope of outrunning a drone, though. Doesn't sound like we have a choice. Let's get going. 682 cradles me close to her body as she tears through the forest with alarming speed. My hero. She sounds over to shield as much of me as possible from any eyes in the sky. I have to shout for her to hear me over the rushing air. You know, I wonder if it's a mistake to actually cross the river. Maybe we should move further north rather than northwest. As usual, your shovel steps behind. I'm taking us to the northeast so we can cross over Mattaramkeek River before aiming for Matasunk Lake. You certainly know the local geography. What? You thought all I did was sleep on your couch these past weeks? I likely know Maine better than Snowbolt. And let's hope those after us don't get a geoguesser on his level in their employ. Doesn't matter if they do. The area around the lake is complete backwaters. There's plenty of places to hide. And I hope for both our sakes you're right. By the time 682 finds us a new cave to hide in, it's absolutely pouring. We're both drenched as we take stock of our new, temporary home. Not as good as the original cave. Doesn't run nearly as deep, and the air flows out, not in. Still, it will suffice for now. I take my shirt off to wring it out, only to note 682 is staring. What? I don't have a bunch of ticks on me or something, do I? Ugh. No, it's just... Never mind. No, let's hear it. Whatever it is, I can take it. I never thought I'd end up in a spot where I was protecting something I reviled. Well, it's not like you never made your hatred for humanity perfectly clear. But why is that? We've talked about it before, but you sound like you have more to say on the subject. Very well, I shall be blunt and simplistic. That's the way I like it. Humans are a greedy, destructive, vindictive, xenophobic species. Some of us, yeah. Your kind fights amongst yourselves for resources when there's ample to go around. Your society praises the hoarding of wealth and power, like the rich are gods. You elect leaders who are more concerned with lining their pockets than advancing society. You ostracize anyone who's different. Hell, you cheer on barbarous acts against them. Use the old, sick, poor, and unborn as scapegoats or hostages depending on the situation. And if that wasn't all bad enough, you have the audacity to think you have compassion. To think that justice and mercy are innate qualities of life, rather than comforting lies. And to think, instead of becoming better, humanity became worse because of the apple. I can't comment on the apple thing, but I will say you are only partially correct. Partially correct. Oh, in what way? Sure, humanity will likely never become civilized like Star Trek shows, but we're still capable of great things. It's always good to be found amongst all the evil. Someone trying to do the right thing. Because it serves them in some way. No, because there are generally good people out there. Mr. Rogers, Bob Ross, people like that. People who aid their fellow man out of pure compassion and a desire to see us rise as a species. Such individuals are the exception, not the norm. Perhaps, perhaps not. Would you say researchers and doctors are all disgusting? You're asking me that? Someone who's been under containment and experimentation for decades? Fair point. I'm just trying to say that some people willingly help others. Humanity has a long way to go to stop being disgusting, but I wouldn't write us off entirely. Not yet. Your argument is flawed, but that is to be expected. Even your greatest minds have failed to engage me in meaningful debate. And how do you explain love, 682? What do you mean, love? I meant that inexplicable feeling and desire to make another person happy, no matter what it takes. That ache in your chest when that someone is gone or just really far away. That is all a biological mechanism meant to incentivize the propagation of your species. What about the love we have for our pets? With the desire to seek out love, even if it means getting hurt in the process. Can you really tell me that something as powerful as love isn't something to admire humanity for? Where is this going, Ava Butler? What is the point you're trying to make? If you're trying to say I'm your pet, I will find a way to kill you for real. Alright, should I confess my feelings to 682? Yeah, sure. I guess I'll just come out and say it then. I know you hate humanity. I know you hate me on some instinctual level. But despite that, despite the barbs and danger that surrounds you, I love you, 682. You love me? Ha! You're just saying that so we'll fuck again. Hey, hey, hey. One can be both. I take 682's hand in mine. No, I mean it. I'm just really sorry it took this long to admit it to you and myself. You idiot. You damned fool. I should kill you for having the audacity to harbor such feelings for me. Both of you established that you can't actually kill me. True, but I at least feel better. I guess there's really only one thing I can do in this situation. And what's that? Lose the pants. Now. Whoa, yes ma'am. Alright. Thank you for complying, Mr. Thompson. That makes my job easier. And I forgot your name, Miss Special Agent Katoa, my badge. I only get to see the words Medical Bureau of Investigation on the badge she presents before she pockets it. You have prisoner 682 in the cave, yes? I do. Is there any chance you could convince her to come with us without a fight? No. I'm gonna go with no. I see. It's fortunate you all are this far away from civilization. Less casualty paperwork I have to do. But if there's truly no way to go about this peacefully, what if there was? I'm listening. Why can't 682 and I just go back to my cabin and play house again, as she put it? It's not like anyone in town was scared or annoyed by her presence. Well, except maybe some service staff. It's not that simple, Mr. Thompson. Or has 682 not told you yet? Told me what? You see, 682 has an insidious mimetic effect on all humans. The longer someone is exposed, the more their thoughts turn to killing. Okay, I can't skip this, even though it's like the same thing we've already read. Even limited exposure to the beginning stages of that effect are evident in your town. The end results are the same. A person will obsessively try to come up with increasingly incentive plans to slay 682. There's a similar mimetic effect surrounding Prisoner 5-3, which is likely 682 and going just peacefully. I'm just going to skip this since we've already been through this. So far, nothing new. That's something you don't know. Even if my team and I have high resistance to the effect, we're still vulnerable. I turn back to the cave to look at the darkness within. 682 anticipates my question. She is not entirely incorrect. Now, do you see the problem facing us, Mr. Thompson? The only way we can limit loss of life is by keeping 682 in a secure facility away from the normal populace. Remembering races to find something to say, to find a solution to all this. Just before Katoa speaks up, I end up blurting out a half-baked thought. So let's live out in the backwoods. What do you mean? I mean, if 682 naturally makes people want to kill her, we just need to live somewhere without people. What better place than somewhere far enough away from civilization that it's just 682 and me? What are you saying, Ava Pilot? I agree with 682 strangely. What are you proposing? I'm forming the plan as I go, hoping it'll work out in the end. Like I do most times. Well, if 682 and I were allowed to build and live in a cabin off the grid, wouldn't that mean other people wouldn't be corrupted? I mean, it'd still be nice to have creature comforts like power, running water, and internet, but we could give those up. You realize there's very few places in the world that would suffice for such a thing, correct? Alaska is the nearest such locale, not to mention 682's original holding facility. Why should we go to the efforts of helping you make a homestead? What assurances do we have that 682 won't simply kill you when she grows bored before going on another rampage? To Katoa's credit, she doesn't flinch when 682 emerges from the cave and towers over her. Give me Ayla Pilot here, and I'll behave. There's a very good reason why I won't kill him. And are you going to share that reason? No. Katoa stares at the two of us for a time. I can taste the tension in the air between the three of us. I keep thinking 682 is about to snap and tear Katoa in half, but the moment never comes. Instead, Katoa relaxes and shakes her head. I'm surprised, 682. Normally by now, you're trying to rip my heart out or crush my skull. If I did, you'd use the army and the drones all around us. That would likely kill Ava Pilot in the process. A fair point. Still, I'm not going to believe you'll behave if we give you Mr. Thompson. You're asking me to take you at your word, and until now, most of your words have been cursing us and our methods of containment. The alternative is we turn this entire area into a war zone that you will have a very hard time covering up. We could always say another Tunguska event happened. It's worked before to cover up your rampages. Before they can really start to argue, I step in. It seems to me that you're dancing around the real issue, that of trust. What would 682 have to do to convince you she's serious? You would have to touch her while she's declared the nature of your relationship. Every other time she's touched biological tissue, she's gone into a rage of state. I looked at 682, she nods, and I reach out to hold handle. She's touched a lot more than just a little bit of skin. Ava Pilot is my mate, and I will kill to protect him. Well, that slowly wasn't what I was expecting. Then you believe her? I believe 682 about as far as I can throw her. She's played docile before to get us to lower our guard, only to strike the moment we relax even slightly. 682 looks to me with some of her eyes, the rest remaining on Katoa. Remember the banana thing? I pretend to be dead as the radioactivity built within me. One of the many instances where I played opossum in order to have some fun. See what I mean? We're not dealing with a rational creature, Mr. Thompson. She will say and do anything if it means killing as many of us as possible. That includes fucking you, apparently, which is a brand new trick of hers. It's not a trick. Not this time. Were that you could be believed, 682, but all you've shown me is that you're going further and further to pull the wool over my eyes. 682 makes to step forward, but I stop her once again. Look, why don't we back off a bit on both sides and take a bit to calm down? We're going in circles here. Katoa raises an eyebrow at the gesture and then suggests while 682 glares at her. Very well. In the interest of not ruining the natural beauty of Maine, I will take your proposal to my superiors, Mr. Thompson. Should you or 682 attempt to flee from this cave, we will not hesitate to bring you both in using extreme prejudice. Am I clear? Crystal. Katoa disappears without another word, 682 growling after her. She is lucky, Ava Pilot. I was close to killing her. Come on, back into the cave before you make things worse. You're not seriously going to go to the O5s and Mr. Thompson's proposal, are you? Yeah, Katoa, there's no way you of all people would go for such a ridiculous thing. It's our duty to figure out why 602 is being so docile around him. Besides, while the O5 Council debates what to do, we can get further troops and weaponry into position. Ah, of course, ma'am. Sorry for doubting you. Do we have anything new on Mr. Thompson? Anything that's abnormal, no matter how seemingly insignificant? Not really, boss lady. He's an average guy as you can get. Nothing special about his family either. Unless you count a slight iron deficiency noted at his last physical, I can't see anything that explains 682's behavior. Then dig deeper. And if I catch you goofing off, I will see to it that all your gaming accounts are banned and erased. Looks like he's still opening crates. "682 and I sit in a relative silence within our cave as we wait for Katoa to come back. She keeps the majority of her eyes on the entrance, only sparing 2 for me. They're bringing in more troops and equipment. There's also more aircraft in the area. Somehow I don't think that bitch is going to go for your idea. We have to have a little hope, 682. There's a chance things will work out. You don't understand. Katoa and I go way back, all the way to the beginning. She was part of the team that brought me in for initial containment. I personally killed every other member of that squad. She's the only one left. In fact, I like reminding her of just to piss her off. How long has this been going on? All that matters is longer than your entire existence. She will not stop in her quest to see me contained or destroyed. So how old is she? Sounds like she should be contained, maybe. Sounds to me like she's suffering from your mimetic effect. That is a distinct possibility. Before you, she was the human most resistant to it. My only guess about your immunity is something I can't speak about right now. Because you're likely listening to us right now? You catch on quick. Now do you understand why the only fate facing us is containment? I kill every single idiot out there, but Katoa would never stop hunting me, hunting us. Then again, we need to try and be optimistic. Your optimism is what's gotten us into this situation to begin with. Yeah, and it has been better than your initial plan of just sitting in that first cave, biding your time. Remember what I said before about helping you rewrite your story? This is me doing that in the only way I know how. You damned idiot. Fine, we'll wait. But don't blame me later if this ends up being messy. Just give a save. Just as I'm about to reply, Katoa calls into the cave again. A word, Mr. Thompson? Be right back. You have good news for us, I hope. You are fortunate that I am not the one deciding your fate. My superiors are actually giving your suggestion some thought. That's good news. Better than the alternative. Did you know you're cursed, Mr. Thompson? My heart skips a beat, my eyes wide enough for Katoa to notice. Then you do know, at least partially. You see, we've been looking into your family since you were so unremarkable. Oh, thanks. And when you know it, someone in your family pissed off the Morgan Le Fay? You mean that one Arthurian witch? I'm vaguely familiar, if so. She's no witch, Mr. Thompson. She's the current ruler and sole occupant of the Avalon. Madame Le Fay has helped our cause a few times, but we had to find this connection ourselves. So what did one of my family members supposedly do? Details aren't important. What matters is the curse Madame Le Fay placed on you specifically. Katoa clears her throat, either reciting from memory or reading off some kind of display in her glasses. May the 10th generation of the House of Thompson be the last, forevermore cursed to exist. No matter the injury nor the sickness, the 10th will be made to live. So saith I, Morgan Le Fay. You are the only child of your family's 10th generation, thankfully. Otherwise, I'd have even more cleanup to do. 682 calls from the cave before I can get a word in. Tell Morgan she doesn't owe me that favor anymore the next time you see her. Katoa ignores 682's taunt and continues to focus on me. So, Mr. Thompson, we believe we understand why it is 682 hasn't killed you yet. She's incapable of such, literally and metaphorically. This is all great, but what about my idea? Is that still on the table? I wouldn't get your hopes. Katoa starts to answer, only to put a hand on her ear and speak to someone else. Speak. You're positive that came directly from the O5 Council? I don't care what she says. Get me a secure line with them right now. 682 calls out from the cave behind me. Trouble in paradise, Katoa? Katoa glares through me towards the cave with the intensity of 1,000 suns. She then departs without another word, storming off back to what I imagine must be her mobile control room. Let's hope she doesn't hold that against us. The secure line with Avalon is ready, ma'am. Put it through then. Miss Katoa, to what do I owe the late phone call? You know damn well what I'm calling about, Morgan. I'm afraid you'll have to be more specific, dear. There's many things you and your organization call upon me for. 682. That beast you kept hidden away in your garden before you kicked it out and made it our problem. Why are you now calling in a favor to protect it? Who says I'm protecting her? Maybe it's the one I cursed that I'm protecting. Huh, nice try. You don't dish out curses like that and then selling work to undermine them. Who got to you? What did the O5 Council fuck up to make you do this? Someone's paranoid. No one's got to me. I simply made a decision. That's all. A decision that places the whole of humanity at risk. There's no way any of these hells that this idiot 682's attached itself to will placate 682 for long. And then it does grow bored. Guess who'll have to pick up the pieces? That's right, me. So I ask again, what is your game here? Katoa, dear, my position at Avalon affords me a look at the broader picture. You are limited to a linear perspective that's been warped into pure hatred. All this time, you focused on destroying 682 instead of getting to know her. That's because it went into a rage state every single time it touched organic matter, or was even in the same room as it. And why is that, You've been torturing and experimenting on her non-stop. Attempts were made at peaceful resolution. I know. I lost many good agents trying to do things a nice way. It can't be reasoned with. It can't be left alone. You're asking me to let a walking antimatter bomb have freedom. And yet, Mr. Thompson seems to have developed a rapport with her. Clearly, you didn't do a good enough job before. However, you may have a chance to correct this travesty. Just listen to the favor I've requested of the O5 Council. If you can't do that, I'm sure the Council can find someone who is willing to listen. Damn you, Morgan. Katoa storming off is probably a good thing, yeah? Might mean someone above her heard and considered my request. Ha! She can't fathom a world in which I have a semblance of peace. She will only bow her head to me if there's no other option. And even then, I will never stop haunting her every waking moment. Just the way she is, the way I am. She's back, on the way. Gnashing her teeth out there. I can hear the grinding. And I guess I better go say hello again. I can feel the raw fury rolling over Katoa, her every word dripping with venom. Mr. Thompson, it seems I do have good news for you. My superiors are willing to try your idea with a few stipulations. You'll get your homestead, but you will consent to regular monitoring and testing. If, at any point, 682 leaves the designated area or his corruption spreads outside of it, the deal's off. The both of you will be incarcerated and contained until we can find a way to terminate both. Oh, great. Katoa is trying to remain professional, but she is right at the line of losing her composure. I can't help but smile and look back towards the cave where 682 is hiding. See, 682? I told you I could change. Katoa suddenly grabs me by the collar, screaming into my face. You can't change her, you idiot. She will grow bored of you, and she will break the agreement. And even if you think you can play house with her for your years, I will never give up searching. I will find a way to kill her, and you. Sounds to me like someone's resistance to 682's corruption has just ran out. Katoa releases me with a snarl. 682 starts to loom out of the cave, but I motion for her to hold back. You don't know 682 like I do. You haven't seen her kill everyone you care for, making a mockery of their sacrifices. So go ahead, play pretend with that monster. But don't come crying and begging to me when it all goes wrong. Katoa takes a deep breath, smooths her hair, then returns to being professional. It will take at least a week to construct your facility out in the Alaskan wilderness, and another to arrange proper transport for you. Until then, our drone will remain overhead at all times to monitor you. Do not shoot it down. That's it? That's it, Mr. Thompson. You're lucky I have to go with the cleanup of a near XK class end of the world scenario. Otherwise, I'd stay here and watch you myself. Good day. 682 and I watched Katoa disappear into the forest before turning to one another. So what do we do for a week or two out here? I could think of a few things. Hey, I think we got ourselves a good ending. I don't know if there is a bad ending or not, but we did it. Woohoo! Awesome. So, what I think? I think it was awesome. I love the game. It was fun. I like it. The dialogue was great. Do I remember everything? No. What happened in Acts 1 and 2? Not really. I know we went eating. That's only because we saw the scenes that happened, or we saw the locations that we had went to already in this one. That's why I could remember. But otherwise, like, I don't know. And up in there was one not safe for work scene, so that should be easy enough for me to cut out. So that's not bad. And I only had to take a few breaks to go throw up. So, hey, it all works out. Wow, there's a lot of Patrons. I even saw my name on there. So, I cannot wait to see the next thing they're working on. I do have to get to the other games they've done. The Fazclairs. I still haven't finished those, and I'm like, I gotta do that. But it's like, I'm so busy with everything else. Death Count 5. I don't know if they're supposed to be like, maybe you get a different ending if you had a 0? But I don't know. I'm kind of happy where it is. True Death Count 0. Is that a good thing? Sometime later. 62 and I have settled in our new home in Alaska quite well. Wow, they made it look exactly the same as our other place in Maine. Katoa's organization built an exact replica of my cabin down to the smallest detail. Nice. I see they didn't upgrade us with a Switch 2. Cheap bastards. We're truly out in the wilds, where no one else can stumble onto us. All our food and supplies have to be brought in by a helicopter every month, but otherwise, we have all the creature comforts. Still, someone's not happy. I'm not happy. I have played every single video game you have. I have read every single book you have. I have listened to every bit of your terrible music you possess. And yet, despite it all, I can't answer one simple question. That being, why am I not bored now that I know and understand everything about you? Aw. Well, first of all, that's a complex question. It's love. Second of all, it means you either really like me, or you've accepted our fate. I should be furious with you. I should be livid that I'm confined here. But I'm not, and that terrifies me. As it likely does all the agents monitoring us right now. I motion at one of the many places where 682 and I have found so-called hidden cameras. The point, though, is that this is what happens when you find someone you can be yourself around. When you're comfortable enough with them that all barriers drop. You do realize that the rest of eternity isn't going to be like this, yes? Eventually, circumstances will change. Almost certainly. The only constant is that change is inevitable. Inevitable. Why am I having a hard time? But what matters is living in the moment, not in the past or the future. They're right here and right now. I still don't like the fact that they get to watch us having sex. Put on a show, who cares? I mean, with the way you roar and make everything shake, they're probably terrified out of their minds every time. That our little predator-prey thing will actually end in a grisly fashion. Idiots, both you and them. Perhaps. By the way, there was a special present I asked them to get us in the latest shipment. It's in the bedroom. Go check it out. Moments later, I hear wrapping being torn asunder and a box being opened. Ugh, must I wear this? Honey, you look great in it. Trust me. I hate you. No, you don't. Now come on. I want to get a picture of you in the garden. Nice from his dream. Are you happy now, you big idiot? The happiest man alive. Then I guess I have to make sure you stay happy. After all, we're stuck with each other. That's the spirit. Now smile so I can get the photo. Hey, that was certainly an interesting tale, wasn't it? Funny how 682 and Katoa went on the same journey, but in opposite directions. I suppose I did help them out. I did help them out a little bit here and there. Regardless, thank you for taking the time to listen to this old fox's stories. It means the world to me that you're willing to engage with me over all the other distractions out there. But for now, this is where I say goodbye. Ciao. Alright, hey, look at the screen here. It changed. Like I said, awesome. Loved it. Great visual novel story. I liked it. It was good. It wasn't like overly horny. It was a good story. I like the artwork too. Very cool. I don't even know how to say it. It's like a, I don't want to say watercolor, but I don't know. I want to say watercolors, but it's not. Can't be. Right? Maybe it is. But very cool. Now on that note, you'll have yourselves a good one. And I will see you later.